Hello students, welcome to the bookbinding video tutorial. In this video, you are going to learn how to use this bookbinding kit to make one of these books. Now remember, you can pause this video and rewind as many times as you need. Please remember to be patient with yourself. The first time that you do something is always the hardest. If you mess up and you have to try again, that's okay. Here we have the kit. Everything that you need to create your book is inside of this kit. The first thing I'd like you to do is take out the materials that you will need. Take out 2 colored papers. Those are going to be the front and the back cover. Take out 6 of the long pieces of paper. Take out the ruler, the scissors, the hole making template, the hole punch, a pencil, the bookbinding needles, and the string. Have those all ready. Now you are going to fold your 6 long pieces of white paper in half. Please be careful to match up the edges and do a good job of folding them precisely in half. Do this with all 6. Go ahead and pause the video while you fold all 6 of your white pieces of paper in half. And remember to pause and rewind the video as many times as you need to. Now take out the hole making template. Place it on top of one of your cover pieces, which is going to be colored. Put it down on the table and trace the holes. Make sure they're matched up really nicely. You're going to do this with both of your cover pieces. Do you see how I have all of the holes traced? Now you're going to do the same thing with all 6 pieces of your white paper. Put the template on top, making sure that the fold is at the left side and the opened side is on the right, and trace the holes on all 6 of your folded white pieces of paper. Take your time and do a good job. It's very important that it is precise. Please pause the video until you are finished. Now you are going to get the hole puncher and you are going to punch holes in all of the pieces. The 2 cover pieces, making sure that you are punching the holes precisely where you traced the dots. And once you have the 2 cover pieces punched, you are going to punch the holes in all 6 of the folded white pieces. Again, make sure it is done precisely. When you have all 8 pieces finished, unpause the video. Now you're going to stack up the pieces. The white pieces go in the middle, and you're going to put one of the colored pieces on the back and one of the colored pieces on the front. Make sure all the folds are going the same way, and make sure all of the holes are nicely lined up. Take your time, unpause the video when you are finished. Now we are going to sew the book together. So get out the needle, the string, and the scissors. Take the needle out of the case. It is in this fabric. So go ahead and get the needle out, and then you are going to put the fabric back in the case and put the lid back on the case so that everything's there when you're ready to put it away. Okay, now we are going to thread our needle. If you have never threaded a needle before, it might take a little practice, so be patient with yourself and thread your needle. And you're going to want about 30 inches of string. So here I am measuring, and you can just measure about 3 feet, which is 36 inches. That would be 3 rulers, and then cut the string when you have your length of about 30 or 36 inches. Okay, we're going to go ahead and sew our book together. So we have our cover pages on the front and the back, and you're going to have 3 pages here and 3 pages here. I'm making this simpler, so I only have 1 and 1. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to enter, you're going to put the needle through the second to top hole. Pull it through, and you're going to leave a tail. This is the thread, and I'm going to leave a little bit of length. 6 inches is about enough. So there I have it. Now make sure that this tail doesn't pull through. And you're going to go around the book. You're going to go through that same hole. So you're basically making a loop around that hole. Okay, now you're going to pull it, but notice that this tail could start to move. You want that tail to stay that length, so don't pull it so hard that you lose your tail. Now you're going to go through the top hole. And you're going to come around and you're going to put it through the top hole again, and you're going to make sure that that thread goes along the side. Now you're going to take your needle and you're going to go through the top hole again. But this time you're going to make sure that that thread goes around the top. Now if you turn your book over, you can see that there's no thread here. So that's our next step, is to put the thread through here. Remember, if you are having trouble, you can pause the video, you can rewind the video as many times as you need to. So here's the back of the book, and here's the front of the book so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it through this hole. Pull it, and when we flip it over, the thread's coming out there. I'm going to put it through again, and I'm going to make sure that that thread goes around here. My needle's coming out the back, and I'm going to put it through the next hole. There we go. And now my thread's coming out the front, and I'm going to go around. I'm going to pull it, and it went through the side that time. And now I'm going to go through that top hole again. Pull my needle, but that time the thread goes around the bottom of the book. Okay, here's my thread. Now I am going to put it through here, as you might have guessed. And now it looks finished on the front, doesn't it? But if I turn it around, oh, there's one missing. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it through here, but not all the way through. You're going to put it through to the middle. Okay, so you're putting it through here, but remember, that's where we left the tail. Magical. So pull it, and pull it tight. Now you have your 2 ends, right? Do you see my 2 strings? I should have used black string for the video, right? So pull it so it's tight. I'm going to take the needle off, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold right at that line, and here I have 2 threads. Well, it's one thread, but it's the 2 ends, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this so it's a little easier. I am going to tie a knot. Once. I'm going to tie a knot twice. Hey, let's get crazy and tie 3 knots. What do you think? I'm going to tie 3 knots. And now when you're cutting the string, you never want to cut the string right next to the knot. It always needs a little bit of a tail. Otherwise those knots are just going to pop right open. okay? So here I have it. It is my finished sewn binding of my book. Now, of course, I only have 2 pages. Well, 2 sheets of paper, which ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages, actually. Isn't that amazing? 2 pieces of paper, 8 pages. So there we have our finished book. Now, clean up. Make sure you put everything away where it goes so that the kit is complete. So put the needle on the fabric. Put the fabric back in the container. Put the lid on. Your little extra tails, nobody can use these for anything, so throw these out. And then go ahead and get your bin and put everything away. Make sure everything's put away that was in here. Don't put any extra stuff in here. Oh, I put something extra in. I'm taking it out and I'm going to go put it away where it goes. We don't want lots of extra pencils and Sharpies in here. We want just what belongs in the kit back in the kit. Now, you might notice that there are some really fun stamps, and you can use those to create a title page. You could use that for the cover if you wanted. There are some letter stamps. There are some really cool scroll stamps. So you can use these. You do not have to use these. When you are creating a title, or when you are writing anything at all in your book, I really suggest that you do pencil first and then go back over it with a Sharpie, like I've done here. And after you have gone over it with the Sharpie, you can, of course, erase the pencil out from underneath.